Hi, this is Erna Gregory, and I am the librarian at Lemmy Nation School. And here is our library webpage with some tutorial videos and some really great places for the kids to do research and our catalog. And my contact information right here in case anybody needs to get a hold of me to have me help them find some books. Okay, so it's a K through 12 library. Lemmy Nation School is a K through 12 library. Okay, so the libraries that I looked at were the Anchorage Library, which is a school district K through 12, the Hawaii State Public Library System, the Northwest Indian College Library System, and this library called the Phillipsburg Free Public Library. Anchorage and Hawaii were the two that were chosen based upon the lists that our professor provided for us. And then I chose the Northwest Indian College because it's affiliated with the school where I work. And I chose this one because I kept stumbling upon it when I was doing other homework, and it was very, very useful to me, so I wanted to share it. The two books I selected are Thunder Boy Jr. by Sherman Alexie, which is I would call it an E for Everybody book. It's a picture book published in 2016. And then The Other F Word, A Celebration of the Fat and Fierce, which is a newer book published in 2009. So those are the two books I selected. So first of all, I really liked the Anchorage School District and the Hawaii. Those were my two favorite. And you can see just how much space these both have on them. I like how it highlights exactly what you searched by. I like that it has a really good description of what the book is right away. I like that you can see where it is all over the Hawaiian Islands, which is kind of cool. I would go ahead and click on the book. And I like that the mark view is really easy to see. A lot of the sites, you really have to search around, and the mark view is sort of obscure and down at the bottom of the page. I find that annoying. So I really like that it's right there and you can find it. So let's go ahead and look at the mark view. As you can see, it's really complete. It's a little smushy, I have to say. I really prefer a table mark view, but at least it's readable. And it does have the RDA. It has a pretty big, actually a pretty long description in the 520, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me. I know that I don't know why it bothers some people. It doesn't bother me. I guess I feel like I don't have to read every single word. I can sort of see body image, body positivity, YA. It's an anthology. Great. A lot of good 650 tags. They all look like they're from Library of Congress. The book I wanted to look for was the Sherman Alexie Thunder Boy Jr. So we can go ahead and look for that. And again, it's right there, super easy to find. And there's your mark record. You can like it if you want. It's in a ton of locations, as you can see, which is really great. And again, then we can look at the mark record. Complete Library of Congress here. Looks like a really good complete record. Not a table, kind of smushy. Okay, so now let's compare that to the Anchorage School District. I love the way this site looks. It's beautiful. And I love that it gives you these, a lot of times the recommendation view is really small. So I love that I love that they're really big, bright pictures. They really make you want to click on them. And I also like that you can see ebooks here versus new releases. I mean, they have a lot going here. So let's look at Thunder Boy Jr. And there's one. 87 locations. Not a lot of tags, but let's go ahead and click on it. So now I think the view gets a little bit better. And I like that you can browse a virtual shelf from here, actually. I love that. I think that this is the neatest. I've never actually seen this before. I think this is a really great addition to a catalog, especially for kids. I wish that my catalog had this. It's really neat. Okay, getting distracted. So I also like that you can add a new tag if you wanted to. The subjects are right there. The mark record is a little harder to find. It's right here. I wanted to go to the reviews. I really like this also. Really complete reviews. And as a librarian, I would use this to actually look at, if I was thinking about purchasing books for a library and I wanted to sort of, sometimes when you're looking at Mackin or Follett and you're trying to buy books, they don't really have this is really complete. I really like this. So I like that it has that professional reviews. Okay, so let's go to the mark record. A table. The best mark record ever is in a table. I love that. Super easy to read. And it has the RDA and mostly Library of Congress and a lot of 650s. I like that. Short, for those of you who like that really short 520, there it is. Hardly anything from the publisher. I would want to extrapolate upon that if I were writing it, but there you go. Perfectly acceptable mark record, and all the more beautiful because it's in a table. Okay. I wasn't really crazy about the Northwest Indian College. I just want to look at this really quickly because it's so cramped. Look at Thunder Boy Jr. It's a really good mark record. I want to show you the mark record. But it's crampy. I mean, it's really, really crampy, I think. And I think they're using WordPress, actually. And I think that that's why it looks so cramped. I think it looks kind of old-fashioned. A lot of good details, though, in the record. And then the mark record is a little harder to find, again, down here. But very cramped, but very complete. I guess you can't have everything. There's the 082, Library of Congress. There's 650s. These are the same 650s for this book that were in all the other records. Short 520 and your RDAs. So very complete. But for some reason hard to read because it's cramped. And then I just want to show you this this one thing I really liked this view of the mark record, even though the mark record wasn't complete. Where is, oh, here it is. So it has two marked views. It has this plain view, which we're used to seeing, but I really like this clearly labeled view. I love all this extra information here. It's so comforting. No RDA, you know what? Library of Congress, the 650s, there's your 520 summary, very short. I can live without the RDA, actually, to tell you the truth, because of this really beautifully, and it's not a table, but it's really easy to read, and it's very comforting that everything's labeled. So So I would recommend this to somebody who is just starting out in cataloging, and I am using this. I mean, I'm just starting out. Who are we kidding? And I really like it. But I would recommend all 4 of these. I really, really would, for different reasons. They all have something going for them. The one that's the hardest to read is the Lummi one, but I think it's one of the most complete mark records. It's just a little tough to read. Anyway, I would recommend all these sites. I think they're all good. All right, thanks.